Yo, it's your boy BlackOGJesus, or as my YouTube channel says, BlackOGJesus, OG Jesus. This is me making a video, or reading an article about California. This happened in California, a Democrat. The name of the title called Democrat and hashtag Metoo leader accused of groping male staffer. Now, women are starting to slowly but surely get a taste of their own medicine. As time goes on, more of this is going to happen. And I read a little bit of this article last night when I first saw it, but I was like, you know what? It was late in the night, so I'm going to just wait until, like, until I went to sleep and woke up and could actually speak louder. So here we go. California Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia, a leader of the hashtag MeToo movement, allegedly stroked a 25-year-old staffer's back, tried to squeeze his buttocks, and attempted to grab his crotch as he walked away from her. Yeah, what was she thinking? But then again, this happened like a few years ago, so she probably wasn't expecting any man to come back and, well, pull a feminist move, you know, what these feminists be doing, coming back years or decades later and say this person did this, and then the laws or court systems or government will turn around and say, okay, I'm gonna take that guy to jail or girl. I don't hear too many false accusations when it comes to women on women, but when it's women on men and women, I hear that all the time. Now then, let's get into it. The California Democrat, who was featured in Time Magazine's Persons of the Year's issues for her role in the anti-sexual harassment hashtag MeToo movement, has been accused of drunkenly groping a male legislative staffer at a softball game in 2014. This happened 4 years ago. Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia allegedly stroked the then 25-year-old staffer back. Okay, so he's probably 29 now, either 29 or 30. Tried to squeeze his buttocks and attempted to grab his crotch as he walked away from her. Imagine if a man did this. He grabbed some woman's back, then squeezed her ass, and then proceeded to grab her crotch. That's like instant jail time for him. that's like a 5 to 8 year sentence right there for a man. Let's see. The staffer Danielle Ferrero worked on the Assemblyman Ian Caldron. At the time, he did not immediately report the incident, but Junior told, I can't really say his last name, also a Democrat who reported it to Assembly leaders. So we've got more Democrats turning on each other. You would think that they would, okay, whatever. Garcia was cruelly and berated during the 30 to 35 second episode. Ferrero said her hand was there and it slipped down to my butt and she tried to squeeze. Ferrero added. The Assembly is now investigating Garcia. Assembly Speaker Anthony. Okay, sorry about that. I'll let you get back into it. The Assembly is now investigating Garcia. What the hell? Garcia. I accidentally combined the word Garcia and assembly. um, anyhow, assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon, a Democrat, said in a statement that he has directly human sources to reach out to the Garcia staff to make sure they feel safe. Separately, Politico reported that the lobbyist who declined to be named claimed Garcia made crude sexual comments and tried to grab his crotch at a 2017 fundraiser. Every complaint about sexual harassment should be taken seriously, and I will participate fully in any investigation that takes place. Garcia, Los Angeles area lawmaker, Thursday. I have zero recollection of engaging in inappropriate behavior, and such behavior is inconsistent with my values. Sure. That's what they all say, right? Sorry, I keep adjusting this phone. So Christina Garcia made a tweet and said, "What is hashtag consent? How do we bridge the gap between varying directions?" No matter your answer, I really recommend you watch a video. There's a video to this, in this article, so I'm gonna leave a link below. I want you guys to watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. I might watch it like after I do the recording or whatever, but we'll see. Ferrero said he decided to tell Cadron. I'm just gonna say C-Man. I don't know how it. Calderon. I think that's how it's said. to tell Calderon about his incident because of Garcia's outspokenness in the hashtag Metoo movement. He was reportedly interviewed last Friday by an outside law firm hired by the Assembly Rules Committee. Garcia was elected 2012 as he was carved out the names of the champion of women's issues and the environmental health for poor communities and chairs the Women's Caucus. Okay. I'm looking for the good stuff, juicy stuff. I refuse to work with, this is coming from Assemblyman Raul Barcanegra. I have no clue how to say his last name. I refuse to work with anyone who takes part in harassment or assault. She tweeted in October after it was reported. Raul Barcanegra. I'm sorry, I can't say last names. Not like that anyway. Had been disciplined in 2009 for groping a colleague. Raul later resigned after more women made public accusations. So he's probably experienced this, and he doesn't really want to work with anyone who's taken part in the harassment or assault. Okay. In a November interview with the Associated Press about alcohol-fueled fundraisers and other work events that are part of regular business in Sacramento, Garcia said blaming alcohol isn't an acceptable excuse for sexually inappropriate behavior. It's men who choose to misbehave, not the social events themselves that create problems, she said. So what I took out of that little piece is she's blaming men for her inability to not touch another person, or she's blaming men for her choice to drink. it wasn't for the alcohol, she wouldn't be in the predicament. Now, would she? It's a man who chooses to misbehave. And how is this exactly his fault when she's the one who went up to him, touched his back, grabbed his ass, and started trying to touch his crotch? So it's his fault that she did all those things. That's what she might as well be saying. I would say that this isn't her words. I would say that most of the public realizes that our job is based on relationships, and so we're expected to go out there and socialize. Yeah, but you're not expected to go out there and grab your male colleagues' asses and rub on their backs and reach for their crotches. Because if that was the other way around, that man would have instantly lost his job and potentially had some jail time. I think our public also expects us to hold ourselves to a higher standard. Maybe you should be more accountable. Now then, the Assembly Committee said last week that 8 allegations of sexual harassment are pending in this Assembly, but do not divulge any names. So none of these people, none of their names are being said, but they are pending. You know, in my case, no, not my case. I wonder how many of those are real sexual harassment allegations. You know, after the whole Metoo thing, I question when a woman is getting raped. I mean, if a woman has been raped. And I wonder how many more men out there who think like me. I know the MGTOWs out there think like me, but I'm talking about the any man who's unaware of the red pill or MGTOW. Those are the guys I'm talking about. Please drop a comment if you're one of those guys, and tell me what you think. Let's see. But yeah, I wonder, out of the 8 allegations of sexual harassment that are pending, I wonder how many of them are real. I wonder if all of them are real, or just one of them, or 2 of them, or none of them at all. You guys are probably thinking none of them. That's probably that. Well, yeah, not probably. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. Fierro or Cerritos left the assembly in 2016 and now runs a communication firm. Calderon, however the fuck you want to say it. His former boss is now the majority leader. Fuck man, these names. Lerna Sharinian, Calderon's communication director, said Fierro told her about the incident right after it happened. This was in quotes. He was in shock. I was in shock, but the culture was very different back then. Sharinian told Politico, and that's the end of the article. Yeah, because back then, things like this didn't really, you wouldn't expect things like this to happen. Well, actually, this was like early 2012, he said. This had happened in 2012. Me Too obviously didn't, hashtag Me Too didn't obviously exist in 2012. Were there false accusations in 2012? Well, that I can't say yes to, because 2012, man. Sad I had to think about that for a minute. 2012, I was freaking 14 years old, 13 years old. so I wasn't really paying attention to the media. No, I was 12 years old, but I wasn't really paying attention to the media. Then again, I never was. Um, Back then, I was like too focused on me, or not me, like just having fun playing video games, hanging with the friends. The very few friends I had. Now then, that's the end of the article. I'm gonna read some comments. Hopefully, there's some good ones. I'm gonna look at the best comments and see what we got. Progressive Democrat equals hypocrite. That got 67 likes. um, he is right about that. Democrats, the liberals, the leftists, whatever you want to call them. Um, yeah, they are complete hypocrites. They are liars, and they're just people out for themselves. Let's see. Let's find any other comment. Now here's an interesting one. This is by J Powell or J Paw one, whichever. I don't know. He says, "What a surprise! Another do as we say, not as we do." Democrat caught it at it again. She'll get away with it, of course, because she's a fascist Democrat. I didn't know what I was doing. I was drunk when we tried to grab his balls because they were hanging there. Nothing to see here. That horrible man, it was his fault for having balls and buttocks. We should castrate them all. And that's basically what she was saying. She wasn't she wasn't taking any responsibility whatsoever. But that's typical of your female. Responsibility and women do not mix together. Here's another one. With the number of Democrats getting caught with their hands in the places they shouldn't be, from Hollywood to Washington, D.C., you would think the party of feminism would know better. Apparently, that's another one of those laws or rules that are for the little people, not the ruling elite. I got 64 likes. Well said, sir. Sorry, guys, I'm looking for some other ones. Yes, fight liberal fascism. 35 likes. She should be treated like a man, fired after all. Aren't we about equality now? Yes, now that's like the best comment. She should be fired. She should be faced with equality. She should lose her job and potentially face jail time because that's exactly what a man would. That's exactly how it would be if it was switches were flipped. If a man did this to a woman. Okay. Kick her out, fire her, put her on trial for sexual assault, register her as a sex offender. Now that's um that's exactly what I'm talking about. She needs to be fired. She needs to lose her job and be thrown in jail and be labeled as a sex offender. Because if this had happened, if this was the other way around, that's exactly how this would be happening. The man would lose his job. He would be getting ready to um, face trial and do whatever time he's gonna be doing, and he will be labeled a sex offender for the rest of his life. Okay, so I saw this random comment. I had a fat girl come up to me at the bar and start grinding on me. Hashtag me too. That's rape. Yeah, she practically raped that dude. She came up and touched that guy without permission. Um, Now if that was the other way around, if I just went into a bar and tried grinding on the hottest chick there, um, I'd probably be thrown in jail. But that just depends if that chick finds me attractive or not. Every woman has their own opinion. To some women, I might be ugly. To some women, I might be not bad looking. To other women, I might be not um, good looking. And to more others, I would be like one of the most good looking young black teenagers they've ever seen. It's just all a matter of opinion or perspective, and depending on the woman. Every woman has their own taste, of course. So that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. BlackOGJesus out.